Hey guys, so today marks the very first episode of my first gay experiences. Kind of like gonna explain to you, the first time I ever had a gay experience, kind of like when I, thought I was gonna be gay, or could be gay for that matter, or even bisexual. Um, so let me start. A while back in high school, I used to be on the football team. I was a running back. I know, right? A bi guy on the football team. Holy shit. But so yeah, I was on the football team, and I had this really, really, really attractive quarterback. And let me tell you, his name was Connor, and he was super, super hot, like chiseled, ripped back then. And back then, nobody really worked out like they do today, so it was kind of like, holy shit. So basically, me and him started hanging out, during practice and talking and kind of like, getting accustomed to each other, kind of getting acquainted. He did a lot of the same stuff I did. We rode dirt bikes. We used to go to the island a lot. Jet skis, surfing, beach boy type vibes. Very, very kind of like me, very similar. So basically, all we did was we would practice together, and we kind of focus more so on each other, instead of the rest of the team. And it kind of built a bond. So like after a little bit of time, we had started, working out together after practice. So after working out together for I'd say about 5 to 6 months, I started getting this vibe. And it was kind of a different vibe that I'm not used to. I haven't really experienced a vibe like this before. And it's kind of like, I was just really, really into him. And it was to the point to where I couldn't get him off my mind. So we just kept talking more and more and more. Time progressed. And about, 7 months in, we started to, use the showers together. And we would take a shower, at like the gym in the locker room after we worked out. Well, we wouldn't shower together, you know what I mean, but we'd be in the same like area because there's multiple showers next to each other. So, after doing that for about a week or two, I would see him getting changed and coming out in his towel, and he would see the same for me. And it kind of like gave him even like a little vibe. Because I feel like he was kind of attracted to me as well, like just the way he looked at me. And him and his football gear was just super, super hot. So I mean, both of us together, we looked like a perfect match. So he had long hair, kind of like bangs in his face, kind of like a surfer boy, blonde hair, blue eyes, very attractive, very, very, very attractive. 18 years old, of course. And and then yeah. So after we worked out, it was senior year, obviously, and just working out together, and ended up seeing each other, getting changed and stuff like that. And I kind of like walked up to him one day, and I started giving him, like being like, hey, nice body, bro. Just talking about his body, talking about his workout plans, and talking about his goals and expectations and stuff like that. And it kind of progressed a little bit more into us getting each other's numbers, and then we started hanging out outside of football practice, and kind of just hanging out like together, and just hanging out, going to the beach and stuff like that. Well, after a little bit of time, I had wanted to progress things a little bit further, but I didn't know how to. So I basically had to come up with a plan. So follow me for part two, and I hope y'all enjoy.